Hello there, I'm Richard.
And I'm not Judy.
And this is Top of the Pops!
Yay!
Wake up, get out of bed, put on your clothes, another day is dawning, turn on your TV, time to watch S1E1 with Richard and Judy. Let down your hairs, forget all your cares, kick off your shoes, here is the news, take off your shirt, here is the dirt, take off your pants, thanks, with Richard and Judy. For better not worse, it's live not rehearsed, made for no money, surprisingly funny. Welcome your host, they will pretend you, they have no idea, so let's see how they do for this morning with Richard and Judy.
Thanks.
Live, Stu! Live!
Hello.
Hey!
Thank you. I am Stuart Lee.
And I am called Richard Herring. We are an alcoholic and a shoplifter, respectively.
That's right.
And unlike some morning TV show hosts, we're not ashamed to admit it.
Yeah. And under legal advice, at that point, we're obliged to point out we're referring to Keith Chegwin and the late Lady Isabel Barnett.
That's right. That's the legal advice.
Someone else.
Mad. We are hoping, me and Stu, to create an on-screen chemistry that is bound to spark Anne and Nick-style speculation about our off-screen relationship.
Yeah, well, it won't, will it, let's face
You
it.
could do those.
No, it's not going to. Just leave
Come on,
it
give
now.
it a chance. Come on,
Come on,
you're
do
big
it.
face.
Come on, just try it.
Come on,
Will you please welcome on the bar-temp organ, Richard Thomas.
Come on, you... It really helps if you would do that.
Well, I was just trying to, join in.
Anyway, this is live, Stu.
I know, yeah.
BBC must be mad. I can say anything I want. Anything can happen, and probably will.
Yeah, anything can happen.
And probably will,
All right,
Stu.
OK, Rich. Will giant otters with the faces of ants fly out of your every bodily orifice and crop spray the audience? Will that happen?
Well, Stu, with the magic of television, let's see. No.
So I think you'll find this is more like the show where anything can happen but probably won't.
Yeah,
will it?
but about 12 different things will happen, and the exciting thing is we're not entirely sure what they are.
No.
Ooh.
Although we can be fairly certain they will fall into certain sort of parameters, obey the laws of physics, and not include any recognised swear words.
Anyway, you might remember before the last election, the Labour Party printed up cards like these. A list of 5 things they promised to achieve if elected.
And like Tony Blair, we've written down our 5 unchanging aims for this series on this card, which we promise to achieve by the end of the series. And here are those aims. Aim 1 is to assassinate BBC Director-General John Burt, take over and then put The Simpsons, Seinfeld and Larry Sanders on regularly, at a time when people will actually get to see them, even if there is snooker on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thanks,
thank you.
applaud.
Yeah.
Let them know what you think.
Aim 2 is to balance the slushy commercial nature of St. Valentine's Day by making February the 15th St. Skeletor's Day. A festival dedicated to the destruction of love, saucy greeting cards and people with girlfriends.
So, no Valentine's Day gifts for Rich this year then. And aim 3 is to establish a new Winter Olympic sport called carling, in which teams of women in leotards will skim the naked body of rugby love rat Will Carling over jagged ice at high speeds.
Good catch on. Aim 4, slightly more obscurely, to establish a new Winter Olympic sport, curling, in which teams of women in leotards skim the naked body of turnabout quiz show host Rob Curling over jagged ice at high speeds.
Aim 5 is to have the headphones that Dave Stewart wore at the Brit Awards permanently nailed onto his head with nails and the words "I suck" carved into his face with a hot wire. That's the aim there.
That will happen.
Applaud
Those are
that
the
aim.
aims. By April the 5th, all that I have said will be so.
That's right. What Richard said, let no man dare to put asunder.
Don't put it asunder.
Don't do it. Now, our next item is specially written for our Sunday lunchtime slot.
Stu, what if people are watching the late Friday night repeat? It won't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right, because no one cares, Rich, if late Friday night television makes any sense, right? No, everyone who's watching this programme now on the Friday night repeat is drunk, aren't you? I can see you. Go to bed now, right? Don't just sit there waiting for a late night French art film with some gratuitous nudity, right? Turn off the TV, go to sleep, get up early on Saturday and do something constructive with it. Go to music. I'm talking to you there, right? Turn this programme off. Watching it on your own, are you, you fat, drunk idiot? It's hardly surprising you're on your own. You disgust me.
And the Patrick McGowan-style irony there is that Stu is actually talking to himself.
No! It's my face!
Yes.
My
In
face!
the future.
Leap, ye lizards, dance, ye dogs, sing, O ye ants. Monkeys, gird thy loins. Flies, land on some food. For Jesus Christ is real, now and forevermore.
That's all there is of that. An unusual priest there. Now, like a lot of these shows these days, we've got a profit-making 0891 phone number opinion poll for you to ring in on. And this week's question, Rich, is...
Do you think that TV shows that use profit-making 0891 phone opinion polls are ripping off the public?
So, dial 0891 33 88 01 for yes.
0891 33 88 01.
0891 33 88 02 for no.
0891 33 88 02.
And 0891 33 88 03 for I don't know, I haven't thought about it really, maybe.
0891 33 88 03.
Calls cost 45p a minute, and remember to get the account holder's permission before you call, or at least to phone up secretly without them finding out.
Yeah. And those numbers are real, so do call in now, please.
Yeah, and then ring Australia while your mum's not looking. The code is 0061 followed by any 9-figure number.
0061 followed by any 9-figure number.
Yeah, beat the system!
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what system is that, Rich? The system of paying for services?
Yeah, smash it.
He's a little anarchist, isn't he, Rich? Did you see the Brit Awards this week, Rich, talking of anarchy, when Dan but no bacon threw some water over John Prescott? Did you see that?
Stu, that water will certainly destroy all organised government, won't it?
Well, not one bucket on its own, Rich, but if you manage to wet all the world's politicians simultaneously, then while they're in the toilets crouching underneath the hand dryers, perhaps Chumbawamba could nip in and dismantle world capitalism.
Possible, Stu. Dan but Knob Acorn is
No
an
bacon.
idiot. Knob Acorn, my dad calls him Knob Acorn, that's what his
I
name
thought
is.
it was good what he did up to a point.
He isn't. He's a bald-headed,
Right.
dress-wearing ex-grammar school prefect
Yeah.
whose real name is Nigel Hunter.
Rich, you want to be careful there, pitting on. He's, you know, Dan but no bacon. He's dangerous, Rich. I'm telling
I'm
you.
not scared of Dan but no
just
bacon,
leave
Stu.
it.
He's an, I'm Dan but Knob
Just
Acorn.
leave it.
I'm an anarchist.
Oh, no, Dan but no bacon, Rich. He's going to get you.
No! Phew! It was just confetti.
This time
Oh, imagine if it had been water.
doesn't bear thinking about.
Yeah. I thought the Spice Girls were a bit disappointing on the Brits, though, weren't
Why,
they? Stu?
why?
Well, not all the Spice Girls were there.
Well, they weren't.
Jerry wasn't there, no. Instead of Jerry, they had this chubby, red-faced, middle-aged bag lady wearing a bright orange clown's wig, and that's not as good as Jerry, is it? It's not the same.
Rich, I can't believe you still like the Spice Girls. You should like something new. You should like... Everyone likes Cleopatra now.
No,
You should like
I'll
that.
always love the Spice Girls, no matter what atrocity they
What
commit.
do you mean?
I've been following them ever since they began their careers. They don't know it's me who's been following them,
You are sick, Rich.
or who it is who's been sending them the drawings.
You are sick.
They're very tasteful drawings, Stu, and I'd ask you this question. Who is the real sick man in this so-called society, eh? Is it the ordinary, normal man who gets some harmless pleasure from stalking 5 innocent young women and then possibly sending them drawings that he's done
You are
himself
sick.
of his winky?
You are
Wait! Judge not lest ye be judged.
What are you doing saying that? You
I'm
can't
not
say...
saying I'm Jesus, Stu. That is for other people to say.
You are sick. You can't say...
Let me finish, Stu. Of his winky,
You are sick.
depicted as a dragon. They're very tasteful. It's like a Marillion sleeve,
You
something
are
like that.
sick,
Is he the sick one in this society? Or is it the businessman in his suit and tie, drawing up his expense account? Yeah, think about Jesus.
Well, it's the first one, Rich. It's the dragon stalking winky bloke. That one. He's the sick. The businessman's done nothing wrong, has he?
Well, in that case, yeah. That wasn't a very good example.
Well, you chose it.
Well, I
didn't
didn't
you?
think it through.
Well, think it
Well, I
through
didn't
next
think
time.
it through.
Now it's time to find out what's coming up later in the show.
At 12:30, in a King Canute-style act of deluded grandeur, weatherman Fred Talbot will be attempting to genuinely leap from Scotland to Ireland.
And at 12:42, we'll be talking to members of our audience about their most extreme and secret sexual perversions, whether they like it or not.
At 12:55, the sprout-faced little boy who does the video game reviews on Live and Kicking will be given the sound kicking he so richly deserves.
crew like that one. And at 12:59, Saddam Hussein will be dropping a vial of anthrax in the heart of London, and you'll be able to watch us and our audience die slow and agonising deaths before Around Westminster comes on at 1 o'clock.
Well, This Morning with Richard Not Judy is very much your show. It belongs to you.
That's right, and to prove it, we're going to make one of you in our audience the king of the show. Like it, good.
Yeah.
And in a poorly thought-out satire of the royal family, the king or queen will have many unfair privileges.
First and foremost, you'll be pampered by our two nubile slaves, Trevor and Natalie.
Trevor and Natalie coming down the stairs.
Here they come.
Trevor and Natalie.
They're easy on the eye. Hello, Trevor and Natalie.
Rich, they can't answer you. We can't afford to pay extras that speak, right?
There you go. They're very nice-looking youngsters, aren't they? Wow. I've given them their big break on TV in the hope they'll be grateful, if you know what I mean. I mean, I'm hoping they'll have sex with me.
Yeah, but Rich, they're already actually on TV now.
Damn, it's too late. I didn't think it through.
I
didn't think it through. No. But they're lovely. I particularly like Trevor. He's very lithe, isn't he?
You like Trevor?
Yeah, he's great. He's very attractive. Not to women, though, only to men. And only to heterosexual men, giving him possibly the loneliest existence a human being can have. It's lovely looking. See,
I can't see it myself. If you look at him, right, I think he's strange. There's something deformed, something wrong with his face. It's peculiar, isn't it?
No, Trev, no speaking.
Trev. Can't speak.
Obey your contract. Right. If you are king of the show, you will also get unlimited access throughout the show to this.
The tray from Ipanema.
Here it comes. Trevor and Natalie will serve you from the tray. There's all top quality stuff on here. We've got lager there, good lager that is.
Yeah, a lager so pure and fine it doesn't even have a brand name.
Yeah, lager in its natural form.
The can.
That's right. We've got the cereal, the Golden Grahams.
That's right, which sounds like not so much the name of a cereal as the name of a service you might see advertised on a Soho phone box.
And we've got my own favourite, Doritos.
Doritos, Rich, that is.
Doritos. My dad calls them Doritos, and he should know.
Yeah, Rich, but your dad is from Somerset, where the most sophisticated snacks are these scabs from old Widow Pavy's head.
Yeah. They're good scab stew. So all this could be yours. There you go.
Right, and this week we're going to choose the monarch by satirising social privilege, right? And whoever here has got the most money is king.
Or queen. Before they came in, we did a spot check, and our richest audience member is, Natalie? It is Ricky Price. Crown
And Ricky Price there. Standing up, making the long journey down the ceremonial steps that so many kings have been before. Some in sadness, some in happiness, sitting the crown, the cloak of ermine around her like an ermine cloak, the crown. The Queen is crowned, long live the Queen!
Queen Ricky, how does it feel?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. A little bit nervous. How much money did you have on you?
65 quid.
65 quid? Are you a cocaine dealer?
Not yet.
Say that.
what would you like from the trolley?
Vimto.
Vimto. Good choice.
Unusual choice.
Over to you, Stu.
And now we're going to find out about some of the things you can get up to around the country this week as we join Joe Unwin and the actor Kevin Eldon for the listings.
OK, thanks, fellas. Hi, and first up this week, Stapleton. This unusual orienteering event takes place in Melksham Woods this Thursday morning. John Stapleton, host of The Time, The Place and Some Other Things, will be released into the wild by trained handlers. After giving him 15 minutes to escape, members of the public, armed with office staplers, will set off in pursuit of the thin man and attempt to staple him so hard that the staple is stapled into his skin by the stapler. Now, the staple may be stapled anywhere onto Stapleton by the stapler, but in order to collect your prize, both prongs of the staple must have been stapled into Stapleton's body or face. Now, Joe, try to speak.
And there's the annual Royal Money Fire on the steps of Buckingham Palace this Tuesday, again as usual. Hundreds of millions of thousands of pounds of your money will be thrown into the fire by the Queen, Prince Edward and the Duchess of York, who'll then dance around laughing to the accompaniment of a live performance by veteran harmonica player and weakling Larry Adler, a favourite of the Duke of Edinburgh. This event, steeped in tradition and history, starts at 1 p.m. and is expected to last for 9 minutes.
Hey, she ain't nothing but a frog lady.
And that's all the events for this week.
Yeah. Hey, fellas, I was just thinking, it's a shame old Tony Blair's isn't involved in that stapling event, you know, 'cause there's a couple of points I wouldn't mind stapling him down on.
What do you mean, sorry?
Well, there's a couple of policies of his I wouldn't mind, you know, nailing him down on.
Well, which is it, nail or staple?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, are you saying you want to put a staple into Tony Blair? I don't see what you mean.
I'll leave it, for God's sake.
Checking my lottery numbers
I
now.
won't do the lottery. I resent the lottery. I resent the fact that Camelot were awarded it by their friends in the Tory party, and I resent the fact that licence payers pay for Camelot to be advertised twice a week by the BBC.
Woo! You're not on the Friday night armistice now, Stu.
Okay, fine.
I resent the fact I've never won it. I've done it every week as
Yeah.
well. It's ridiculous. I don't understand, though. You know all the stuff with Camelot and Richard Branson? What's all that about?
OK, well, Rich, the best way I can think of to explain the news to you, right, is by the use of this historical educational programme aimed at the under-5s, which I videoed off of cable TV. Here it is.
Splice the main brace! Hello, children, it's me, Histor, Sky TV's magic one-eyed pirate history crow. And welcome to Histor's Eye. Garr, garr. And this is my numbskull assistant, Pliny. He's extremely stupid.
Egg, he said egg.
Garr! Pliny, what on earth are you doing with that knife?
I am slicing the main brace, Histor, like you asked.
Ah, you numbskull, I said splicing, not slicing.
Sorry, Histor, I thought you said slicing.
Well, I didn't clearly, I said splicing.
What is the news, Histor?
You may have seen on the grown-ups news that there is some controversy about the lottery.
Ah, the lot of trees, like where birds live, trees.
No, the lottery.
Oh, what is the lot of trees, Histor? Why do we have it?
To find that out, we have to employ my magical skills to fly back in time. As the crow flies.
What place is this, Histor?
It is approximately 500 AD, and we are in merry England. Look at the poor peasant.
Ah, pheasants, like the bird.
Oh, hello, Histor. I'm a nameless peasant.
Peasant?
My life is so hard. If only there was some way to help me.
Who is that man coming there, Histor, in all his finery?
Hello there, Histor. It is me, King Arthur. And there is the castle that I live in, Camelot PLC. My problem is that the castle is falling down, and I don't want to spend any of my own money to repair it. I don't know what to do.
Perhaps you two can help solve each other's problems.
That's it. Yes, I shall set up a national lottery. If 1 million peasants all put in 1 groat, then we can give 500,000 groats to the winner, 250,000 to repair the castle, and the rest can go to organisational costs, etc.
Etc.
Let's see if King Arthur's scheme was a success.
A sucked egg.
Thank you, Histor. I won the lottery and am saved from penury. I bought myself fine clothes and my own castle, although admittedly my poor upbringing has caused me to decorate it quite tackily. Hurrah for Camelot PLC! The lottery will only be fair if it remains in their hands.
In their hands. But Histor, who's that skulking in the bushes?
That is the evil revolutionary Robin Hood. Or to give him his real name, Richard Branson. He plans to steal the money from the lottery that is due to good King Arthur from Camelot PLC and give it to the poor.
Isn't that a good thing, Histor?
Of course not! Because if the poor had money, then that would spoil the fun of them playing the lottery every week, which is all they have to live for.
Got him. Camelot PLC's national lottery is safe. Goodbye, Hester.
Goodbye. So, Pliny, that is why we have a lottery.
And a lot of trees, but
Don't you think, Histor, that in a fair society, the government should see to the well-being of the weak, rather than imposing what might be described as a tax on its most desperate citizens?
No, I don't think that. It could be you.
It could be poo, like a bird's poo.
Ah, Pliny, wasn't that exciting?
Egg, he said egg.
See you next time, me hearties.
Next.
Camelot mocked by scatological crows. Do you understand the lottery now, Rich?
Yeah, the crows have made it much clearer, Stu.
Okay, I'm glad you understand. Did it help to clarify world events for you, those crows, Queen Ricky?
No, I'm still in the dark.
Well, it can't get any simpler, let's face it.
Rich. Thanks, Stu. Thanks for handing over to me. Now it's time to meet a new friend of mine. I met him in the fruit and veg section of the old curiosity shop. And let me tell you, he's one of those real-life characters you just couldn't make up. Please welcome the Curious Orange! Yay!
Hello, Mr. Rich. Hello, Mr. Stew. I am Curious Orange.
It's all right, the Curious Orange. Don't be nervous. Just act naturally.
Yeah. Just act like any other head-sized speaking piece of citrus fruit naturally, right?
Just be like, you know, when we met, when you were a bit cheeky and everything. Just, you know, do like that. It'll be fine. Go on. So, what are you curious about? No, go on. It's all going to be okay. Don't worry. What are you curious about this week, the Curious Orange?
Well, Mr. Rich, I was curious about this little
Come
question.
on!
Joe, she's his first
I was wondering, why do flamingos stand on one leg? Why don't they stand on two legs, like everybody else? I'm very curious to know the answer to this curiosity.
Well, I can answer that one for you, the Curious Orange. You see, flamingos' legs have a high surface area to mass ratio. This makes them very susceptible to heat loss, especially given they spend a lot of time standing in water. So many water birds have evolved the habit of tucking one of their legs up into their feathers to avoid and to decrease this heat loss by up to 50%.
Oh, really? Oh, that's really interesting. It's great. Is that all right?
Yeah, it was really good. Well done.
Oh, thanks.
That's all right.
Is your curiosity satisfied now, Curious Orange?
Yes, Mr. Stew.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Curious Orange.
The Curious Orange, say! Curious Orange.
The sins of the father shall return upon the child threefold and 10. No one said God was fair.
Unusual priest there.
He's unusual, isn't
He
he?
is certainly
Keeps
unusual.
coming back.
We have a guest now to talk to, and our guest today is Britain's best female comedian.
Apart from Mrs. Merton.
Who's better, yeah. And it's Jenny Eclair, please.
Hello, Jenny. Hello, Jenny. How are you doing?
I've gone off you.
Have you?
Yes, I never liked you.
Why not? What have I done wrong?
You said that I wasn't as funny as Mrs.
Oh,
Merton.
I'm sorry. It was only a joke.
Sulking now.
You are. She's a thick.
You know when he ravished you earlier, you've got something under your shoe. I think you've still got the price on. Yes, you
Well,
have.
they knew. They have to say cost you.
£69.95.
God.
We said you not say anything rude, Jenny. You
I'm
said
not going to.
£69.95.
One person's licence fee there, down the toilet. Yes, it's yours, you. My gran, you paid for this, do you understand?
Jenny, you've been on the real Rich and Judy show. Were they as professional as we are?
Me. You know,
Why?
Stu's
Why
group.
did that remind you of
Well,
the real Richard Judy?
I once went on the show in a pair of boots, and it was Richard and Judy or Anne and Nick. I can't really recall the difference.
Well,
and I got rather cosy like this with my boots, and I had a dog turd underneath my shoe. It was most unfortunate. I can say dog turd.
Turd's all right.
Yes.
3 times
Doggy
now.
poo.
Because you can say winky, but you can't say the Latin name for a winky.
Okay, leave
Right.
So you can say
Yeah. No, you've been described in the Mirror as, in the Daily Mirror, as Britain's most outrageous woman. Do you think that's true? Do you think you are the most outrageous woman in Britain?
No, I don't, because I sometimes think I'm probably the dullest woman in Britain. I mean, it's not...
Well, you are.
We've shared flats, you know, the sad truth. But I know it's not as if I go running around Sainsbury's shrieking and biting people.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I do, actually, sometimes. But, No, it's a bit exhausting, that tag, but...
Well, you're quite outrageous, but you're no
Sometimes.
Rosemary West, are you? Let's
Right.
face it.
The thing I wanted to get onto was both of you have something in common. You probably don't know this, but both of you, Rich and Jenny, have appeared naked in the theatre.
Yes, but I was actually on stage at the time.
I know, there is that. No, full frontal nudes in proper plays, these two.
Yes, well, I did actually see your genitalia.
Can we say genitalia?
Because I took my opera glasses with me.
She got you.
You did get me.
Small.
I did,
My whole genitals are small.
I did do a play last year called Steaming, and there was nudity, and nobody really minds bras coming off, but it's when pants come off that people go, ooh! And my mother was in on the first night, and bra came off, pants came off, and all I could hear was my mother going, oh my God! And then I got stuck in my bra once. You know what that's like.
Oh no, look, it's Dan, but no bacon. It's escalated. He's got beer now.
No, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, no, it was a trick glass.
It's a trick glass, see? He's got a sense of fun.
Yeah.
Anarchy isn't all work, is it? Anyway, we've seen what happens when Dan but no bacon attacks. Now, let's see this.
Good links, Stu.
Yeah.
Like all mothers, Mother Nature is evil, seeking to attack us by any means necessary. Hi, I'm Greg Evigan, one of the dads from My Two Dads. We all know what happens when weather attacks, when animals attack, and when geological phenomena attack. But do we know what happens when insects attack? This week, flies.
Well, accordingly, you will owe us...
Well, it was a very stuffy day, and we'd had the window open all day. Which I imagine is how the fly gained access to the office in the first place.
Remember, this is genuine amateur camcorder footage.
The first thing I knew about it is when I saw the fly land on a book on a colleague's desk. Then suddenly it zoomed towards me and started buzzing around my head. It almost went in my eye. Well, after a couple of seconds, I realised what must be happening, and I managed to stand up and sort of shoo it out of the window. Then I sat back down and carried on with my work. That's about it, really.
Well, David certainly won't be leaving the window open again, however stuffy it gets. He has learned to his cost the terror that can strike when insects attack. I'm Greg Evigan. Goodbye.
I made this.
Greg Evigan there.
Yeah.
See, still working.
Greg goes, I made this at the end, but you may have missed it. You know, we were hoping to popularise it as a kind of catchphrase, but never mind. Right, we've got... Remember, the phone lines are still open in our profit-making phone opinion poll.
Yeah, the question is, do you think the TV programmes that use profit-making opinion polls are ripping off the public? You see what we've done there? It's quite funny.
And we've got some results in so far. 304 people rang in to say yes. 55 people rang in to say no, they are. And 341 people, a staggering 49%, the majority so far, think, well, maybe they are, but don't really care one way or the other.
Uncommitted.
And you can phone in on those real numbers.
Keep phoning.
Yeah.
Because we make more money then. Thank you very much.
If you read the papers yesterday, or a week ago, if it's now the Friday night repeat, you'll have seen Judge Mr Justice Harman resigned. He's a judge notable for making a few crazy statements in his career. Perhaps the most outrageous, when a woman in his court asked to be addressed as Ms, and he said, I've always thought there are only 3 types of women in the world: wives, whores and mistresses.
Oh, that's a ridiculous thing to say. That is awful,
yeah.
isn't it? I mean, because there are only 2 types,
yeah,
wives and whores. How could he...
That is worse.
No, I'm joking. Right. I'm joking, of course. In the bad old days, honestly, in the 70s, men used to genuinely believe that there were only 2 types of women, the angel and the whore. It's pathetic. I'm glad I live in the 90s with the Spice Girls and girl power. They've shown how ridiculous that is. 2 types of women. There are actually 5 types of women.
Just 5
very distinct types, Stu, not 2, like you and Bernard Manning.
I don't think that. I've said.
And the Spice Girls each represent 1 of the 5 types.
I'd love to see you explain how that works.
All right, Stu, I will, with the aid of these cardboard cutouts. The first type of woman of the 5 is represented by posh Victoria Spice. She's the kind of woman who's sophisticated. She's a lady. Not the kind of woman you could take to Pizza Hut, mate. No. She's classy, you know. You'd have to take her to Pizza Express, you know.
You can't say that.
It's not. Only 1 in 5 women are like that, Stu. Not 1 in 2, like you and Jim Davidson.
I don't
You're the
think that
sexist
I've said.
one. I'm not sexist. The second type of woman is represented by Scary, Mel B. She represents the kind of woman who is obsessed with sex. Sex, sex, sex. That's all she thinks about. She wants it, Stu. She's a whore. She's a Jezebel. She's a harlot, Stu. She's a bed bucket.
Bed bucket?
Yes, Stu. She is. She wants it. It's not sex. It's only 1 in 5 women are like that, Stu. Not 1 in 2, like you and Jeffrey Boycott think. 1 in 5. The third type of woman is represented by Ginger Jerry.
Ginger Jerry.
She's the one with the red hair. Though, if you've seen the photos of her on the internet doing that kung fu kick, you'll know she's not a natural redhead. She's the type of woman, she's a leader, Stu. She's powerful, she's manipulative, you know. She manipulates men to do what she wants. You know the type, mate, yeah. She's like Margaret Thatcher, but with a nicer arse.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
The fourth type of woman is represented by Baby Emma, right? She represents the 1 in 5 women who are blonde and nothing else.
You can't say that.
1 in 5 like that, Stu. Not 1 in 2, like you and Skeletor.
I don't
1 in
think
5.
I've said.
The final type of woman, no, it's true. The final type of woman is represented by sporty Melanie Chisholm.
Yeah, Chisholm.
Chisholm, Stu. Chisholm. She represents the final 20% of women. The final 20% of women, which is ugly women who can jump.
You can't say that. What do you mean?
She's got an ugly face, Stu, but boy, what's your leap is incredible. Look, it's like a Zebedee or something. Look at that.
You're saying that nature has given her the jumping ability as some kind of compensation for the ugliness, is that it?
Stu, I think that's too simplistic an explanation, the nature argument. That's what a lamb would think. No, I think it's nurture. I think Melanie Chisholm has been nurtured by society to jump. I think Melanie Chisholm was born, right? She looked in the mirror.
What, in the hospital?
Yeah.
As a baby?
Yeah? She thought, oh dear, I'm a bit ugly. Better learn a skill.
Well, jumping up.
Yeah, man, love a jumping woman, Stu. And you think about it. Jumping is the only way that an ugly woman can procreate, Stu. Right? Imagine the scene. Imagine the scene. You're sitting in your house, mind your own business, right? Melanie Chisholm can have leapt in through your window, done a cartwheel across the floor, done a backflip up onto your lap, collected your gametes. No. Gametes is more polite, Stu. In her ovaries, and be out the window before you even had a chance to look at her. Just as she's disappearing down the street, you'd go, hold on, she's a bit ugly. It's too late, Stu, she's got your gametes. The ugly women line will
every week we're going to be showing a sort of fly-on-the-wall style documentary. And this week, a look behind the scenes at some of the outrageous journalists on Britain's most controversial arts magazine, The Ironic Review.
This is the control centre of the Ironic Review. It's the magazine for people with a brain who like to use it to think up different things to what other people would think.
Yeah, and what other people would think they would think.
This is Tony Elmes, my second-in-command, ex-husband and sexual pygmy. This is Simon Jarvik, probably our most controversial contributor.
No, he isn't.
How about this one, Sasha? It's about why eating at McDonald's is a good thing, not bad like you thought.
Great stuff.
I thought that ages ago, Simon.
You did not.
I did. I thought that before you came to work here.
This is Tim Stone, our new blood. And this is Gary Putner, our working-class contributor. A refreshingly different voice.
You're having a laugh, ain't you?
This is Vera Hannon, our knitting columnist. You didn't expect us to have an old woman writing for us, did you? But we do. And it's about knitting.
That's passé.
That won't work.
Very boring.
I've had an idea for the cover.
Upside down, I like it.
No, no.
That'll confound the readers.
And the news agents.
Nice work, Tim. Tim is the one member of the Ironic Review staff I wouldn't mind getting horizontal with, if you know what I mean. I mean, I'd like to have sex with him. Anyway, then we got married, but it didn't work. We were divorced within a few
days.
Yeah. Tony felt that having a wife his own age meant he couldn't keep in touch with what young people really feel. And, of course, I had my awakening, which you no doubt read about in the tabloids.
No.
Oh, aren't you? Oh, well, I am a lesbian.
Are you?
Yeah, I am a lesbian.
You're not. You're not a lesbian.
I am a lesbian.
You said you tried it once and it made you sick.
What do you know about it?
The Romans obviously crucified the Jesus Christ, ironically, because they were laughing.
The weekly ideas meeting is when the shtick really hits the fan.
Discussing the contents of the magazine when the whole title of the magazine is wrong.
It's been called the Ironic Review for over 50 issues now.
Built a following up, Simon. Which is exactly why we should change the name. Keep our readers on their toes. Yeah. We should call it Cat Week.
You're having a laugh, ain't you?
Oh, we can't change the title now anyway, Simon. I've already done the cover.
The whole reason we called the magazine the Ironic Review is because it takes a sideways glance at society and no one really knows what we actually think.
Or what we think we think.
Yeah.
Or what they think we think we think. Calling it the Ironic Review isn't ironic, is it? Call it the not ironic review. That would be an irony.
No.
It's a double irony.
No, because calling it the Ironic Review is actually a triple irony. And so on until infinity. Don't you see?
Stop shouting! Stop! Stop!
And how did you feel when Sasha left you for a woman?
Well, you know, I think that's actually testament to me. I mean, after a woman's made love to me, she knows no man will ever satisfy her again. So.
But in her book, Everyone Else Is Wrong, she says, making love to Tony was like being crawled over by a slug with the flu.
Yeah. She's being ironic.
And that is why the films of Derek Jarman are deeply homophobic. Now,
the Ironic Review Nouveau, terrible.
Oh, no. They've printed the cover the wrong way up.
Well, mine's okay.
No, that's the whole point. It's supposed to be upside down. This isn't ironic at all.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise. I thought it was a mistake. No, I put it the right way up when I took it down to printers.
You bloody idiot.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, I'll school the newsagents to put it in the magazine racks upside down.
Wait, you're not thinking. Maybe this way up is the most ironic of all.
Look, me and Steve Chalk from First Light and David Frost are going down to Stringfellow's lap dance, do the lap dancing that... Oh, hi. I'm back here with Queen Ricky. Are you enjoying being Queen?
Not really,
no. See, now you may knock them when they're up there on TV, but it's hard, isn't it?
It's very difficult.
It's a hard job. So you don't have to watch. You don't have to watch us if you want. You can watch anything you want. We've got TV for you. Do you want to watch BBC One there? There's a picture of a building and an old grey-haired man talking. He's Fausto Bertonetti. He's from the Italian Communist Party. Right, ITV. David Dimbleby there, or talking to some bloke, Jack Cunningham. Boring, isn't it? 4, that's a picture of a mountain. Channel 5, a truck. What would you prefer out of all those things?
Haven't you got cable?
She's getting a bit cocky now, the Queen. People might rise up above you. Anyway, back to Stu.
It's a shame we haven't got cable. I think there's a film called Skateboarder 2 on Sky 1 at the moment. Anyway, now it's time for the Celebrity Gossip and Lies section of the show, where each week we fly in the face of the libel laws of this so-called country to find out the truth about a well-known celebrity.
Yeah, and I tell you, we've got some really brilliant, juicy gossip this week.
That's right.
This
week's story involves...
I am Roger Crowley, the wickedest man in the world, and there is no end to my wickedness. On Tuesday, I went to the supermarket, and I placed a jar of pickles in the marmalade section, shouting, "Let the mayhem commence." I hoped old blind Mrs. Rampton from number 19 would pick up the jar of pickles, mistaking it for marmalade. Thus, unfortunately, one of the shelf stackers spotted the misplaced jar and put it back where it belonged. He will be punished. My plan had failed. But imagine if I had succeeded. Mrs. Rampton eating pickle on toast. Imagine her confused old face. Oh, yes. One day you will all see my power.
Honestly, that That apparently is what Jimmy Savile and his brother get up to in their spare time. It's amazing.
Unbelievable,
It's
isn't
true,
it?
my sister's friend's brother works with someone who once met him. So
And I'm just hearing in my ear that some viewers may have lost transmission for about a minute and a half during that, so we'll try and sort that out for next week.
Sorry about that.
Men of Achievement 1974. This week's Man of Achievement 1974 is Thomas Matthew Ronan from Perth in Australia, writer of Mileskin Midas and recipient of the Australian Commonwealth Jubilee Literary Prize 1952. Men of Achievement 1974.
Men of Achievement 1974 there, regular feature. And remember, any of you can nominate a Man of Achievement 1974 for a future show, but remember, in order to qualify, they must appear in this book, Men of Achievement 1974, right? That's the... What are you doing there, Richard?
I'm just sitting here minding my own business.
I was trying to do a sensible bit, and you're upstaging.
I'm not upstaging. This is just fashion. I'm just wearing this. It's a fashion statement, isn't it? It's cool. It's like the kind of thing Dave Stewart would do.
No.
It's cool.
It's the kind of thing Eddie Large would do.
It is.
It is. Upstaging Sid Little trying to do a serious song.
I'm going to carry on wearing them, even though I can't hear a word you're saying.
Take them off. Take them off.
Okay.
Anyway, joining us on the sofa to take a quick look at the Sunday papers, we welcome back our guest, Jenny and Claire.
Yeah, give it up, Jenny.
Thank you very much.
What's caught your satirical eye, your private and honest eye?
Well, there was a little story in the News of the World about a man with one leg that was caught by his lover's husband and had to run away, but because he only had one leg, he couldn't run, he had to hop. And he hopped for a mile and then fell down dead.
The comedy of cruelty there, popularised by Samuel Beckett and many
I'm not sure if it's funny or not.
We were interested in it. What do you think about the boxing story?
Women boxing.
Yeah, women boxing. The British Board of Boxing Control says women can't box because they have PMT, which makes them aggressive.
Which is bad.
I think there's this ridiculous myth about women suffering from PMT. We don't suffer, we enjoy it.
I see.
But I don't know why women have to sort of copy men's way of fighting. I think we fight very well in our old-fashioned way. I mean, those gloves are stupid because you can't get hold of hair, can you, with the gloves on? Or get earrings out, because that's the way we fight.
You've seen, Stuart Lee has actually seen the Winkies, I have to say, of two boxers, haven't you,
Yeah,
Stu?
that's
What have
right.
you seen?
Frank Bruno, I've stood next to in a toilet.
Yeah.
That's right. And also Prince Nassim, which was less impressive.
Yeah.
But,
He's a small man. He's smaller than Frank Bruno.
Smaller than Richard.
With the boxing thing, though, I think that in the late 20th century, women have as much right as men to be battered repeatedly around the head until they become semi-unconscious, if they want to. That's all I'm saying.
And I've seen Dragar the Merciless doing a wee, Stu.
Yeah,
from Ice Warriors.
Yeah.
He wheezes ice.
I know. Rich, no, stand, but no, I'm going to get you this time.
It's never water, Stu. Damn him.
Very funny.
A young lad recently asked me, "Which football team do you support, oh venerable man?" "Ah, my poor young, spotty, stinking, greasy-haired fool," I responded. "Jesus is the top of my league throughout every season, my son."
Right, and I've now got the final results of that opinion poll. We asked you if you thought those 018 things were a rip-off. And 498 of you is the total, 49% saying maybe. And the money we raised there, £103.40.
Yes!
And that goes straight to us.
Yay!
Not bad.
Thank you very much.
In.
Don't forget, you can write to us and let us know what you like and hate about the show by writing to Room 3306, BBC TV Centre, Wood Lane, London, W12 7RJ.
Or, if you're a nerd, you can email us.
That's right.
At leeandherring@CompuServe.com, or visit our website at that address there, hopefully
there.
where you can find out some amazing behind-the-scenes information about how the special effects in the show were achieved.
Yeah, for example, Stuart Lee manages to appear less bald than he actually is by growing his hair long and then bunching it up on top of his head like a pineapple.
And I've also managed to appear taller and thinner than I am by spending most of my life standing next to Richard Herring. But we mustn't forget Sunday is a holy day, so stand up, put on your Songs of Praise hats. We'll end with the hymn, When I Needed a Neighbour.
Yeah, and if I see anyone sniggering at the line, I was cold, I was naked, there'll be trouble.
Right.
Sing it properly.
1, 2, 3. When I needed a neighbour, were you there? Were you there? When I needed a neighbour, were you there? And the creed and the colour